secondary changes that happens into female and male body during the age of puberty. We have seen how production of ova and implantation up to a uterus of a female germ cell is being done. How newly developed embryo gets nutrition from the placenta in mother's womb. We have also seen that it requires 9 months for fully growth of a human child. Okay. Our next topic is what happens when the egg is not fertilized. What is going to happen then? If the egg is not fertilized, it needs about 1 day since the ovary releases 1 egg every month. The uterus also prepares itself every month and receives a fertilized egg. To receive the fertilized egg, thus its lining becoming thick and spongy, and this would be required for nourishing the embryo if fertilization has taken place. However, this lining is not needed any longer, so the lining slowly breaks and comes out through vagina as blood and mucus. This cycle takes place roughly every month and is known as a menstruation. It usually lasts for about 2 to 8 days. Every month, uterus prepares itself to receive a germination. But somehow, if the fertilization or germination doesn't take place, in that case, the blood-filled spongy lining in uterus side is not needed. Therefore, it breaks down itself and it takes 2 to 8 days in completing this entire process. By the meantime, new egg will get fertilized and will be collected by the fallopian tubes. Reproductive health. Till the time we have seen that what are the different organs and their contribution in our reproduction. Right now we want to discuss about at what time reproduction should be done. What are the possible diseases that can occur due to reproduction? Since intercourse is considered as a very intimate thing, therefore there are various kinds of disease that can be spread. We will discuss about that and what are the ways through which we can stop getting those diseases or infections. As we have seen, in process of sexual maturation is gradual and takes while general body growth is still going on. Therefore, some degrees of sexual maturation does not necessarily mean that body or mind is ready for sexual acts or bringing up children. How do we decide if the body or the mind is ready for the mature responsibility? All of us under many different kind of pressures about these issues. There can be pressure from friends in participating in many activities, whether we really want or not. There can be pressure from the family to get married and start having children. There can be pressure from the government agency to avoid having children. In this situation, making choice can be very difficult. We must also consider that possible health consequences of having sex. We have discussed in class 9 that disease can be transmitted from person to person in a variety of ways. Since sexual act is very intimate connections of body, it is surprising that many diseases can be sexually transmitted. This includes bacterial inflammation such as gonorrhea and syphilis and viral infections such as wart and HIV/AIDS. It is possible to prevent transmission of such disease during sexual act using a covering called condom for penis during sex helps to prevent transmission of many of this infection to some extent. Not fully covers, not fully stops these infections, but at some extent it helps in not getting infection from other person. The on the body and mind of the woman. If she is not ready for it, her health will be adversely affected. Therefore, many ways have been devised to avoid pregnancy. These contraceptive methods fall in number of categories. One category is creation of mechanical barrier. Mechanical barrier એટલે કોઈ એવી artificial way create કરો કે જેના થ્રુ એક barrier એટલે કે એક hindrance create થાય so that sperm doesn't reach to the egg. Condoms on the penis or similar covering worn in the vagina can serve this purpose. Another category of contraceptive act by changing the hormonal imbalance of the body so that eggs are not released and fertilization cannot occur. These drugs commonly need to be taken orally as a pills. However, since they change hormonal balance, they can cause side effects too. Other contraceptive devices such as loop or copper T are placed in uterus to prevent pregnancy. Again, this can be cause side effects due to irritation of the uterus. If the vas deferens in male is blocked, vas deferens is a tube that collects sperms from scrotum and delivers to the penis. Okay, that is a long tube which is called vas deferens. So this vas deferens is blocked. Sperm transfer will be prevented. If the fallopian tube in female is blocked, the egg will not be able to reach to the uterus. In both cases, fertilization will not take place. Surgical method can be used to create such a block. While surgical methods are safe in long run, surgery itself can cause infection and other problems if not performed properly. Surgery can also be used for removal of unwanted pregnancies. This may be misused by people who do not want particular child, as happens in illegal sex-selective abortion of female fetuses. For healthy society, female-male ratio must be maintained. Because of reckless female feticide, child sex ratio is declining at an alarming rate. In some section of our society, although prenatal sex determination has been prohibited by law, actually the natural selection you will study in chapter 9 that natural selection is in such a way that there is a male and female ratio is equal. But certain part of society or certain group of people, bunch of people thinks that particular boy child is also only good, girl child is not so good, they need to give dowry and etc. So due to that all, they prefer a particular male kind of child. So what happens that they feticide this male child and therefore there is an imbalance in the ratio of male and female, which is a matter of concern. We have noted earlier that reproduction is process by which organisms increase their population. The rate of birth and death in given population will determine its size. The size of human population is cause for concern for many people. This is because expanding population make it harder to improve everybody's standard of living. However, if inequality in society is a main reason for poor standard of living for many people, the size of population is relatively unimportant. If we look around us, we can identify as the most important reason for poor standard. If we see around us, what happens? There are only 1 or 2 persons in family who are earning. Therefore, we have poor living standard, or let's just say more poor living standard in India, because earning is done by 1 or 2 people and there are many people in family. So first thing, family should be smaller so that requirements are smaller and that can be fulfilled by 1 or 2 persons. Okay, so these are the basic things that we have learned from this particular chapter. We have seen about contraceptive pills, contraceptive mechanical barrier and surgeries to prevent pregnancies. Okay? These are required when you or your body is not ready for the responsibility. Okay? So, and also this prevents from the bacterial growth like syphilis and gonorrhea. Also viral disease growth, that is HIV, AIDS and warts. These are very efficient disease that they can affect entire immune system of your body. Since genetical part are considered as a very sensitive part, so that any diseases due to those particular area or anything which is happening over there can affect entire body and also affect the fertility of a person. So that's all for now. Thank you.